Gentlemen, in today's lecture of M4, Module 4 of EIS, today we are going to learn about the PCB, that is the printed circuit board. The sequence of our learning would be like that: what is PCB and the construction of PCB, terminology related to PCB, and these terminologies we would discuss about the solder mask, silk screen, pad, pick and place, plated through hole, reflow, and wire. Before going on to these terminologies, I would like to put light on the PCB. You know well that in today's world of advancement, world is shrinking down, world is going to be minimized, things are becomes in miniatures. Same is applied on the electronic world. For this purpose, scientists and the technologists who are manufacturing the electronic goods, they have introduced PCB. This acronym PCB stands for the printed circuit board, and this PCB is made of, I want to show some of the practical examples of the PCB. Here we are having a printed circuit board. You can see that in this printed circuit board we are having many components mounted on this printed circuit board. The color of this printed circuit board is green, and there are two parts of this printed circuit board. One is the front end and the other is the back end. You can see that on this part of this PCB, we are having solder points. These points are being soldered with the help of reflow technology. Later on, I would tell you about what is the reflow technology. So this is an example of PCB. Now I want to show another example of PCB. This is a bit cheaper as compared to the previous one. Same, the transistors, resistors, capacitors, ICs are mounted on this PCB. The extra thing on this PCB is that of jumpers. We are having some jumpers as well on this PCB. On the back side, you can see that some holes, some wires, some other points are available for insertion of different components. Now coming towards this thing, that how we construct this PCB. The construction of PCB is just like a sandwich. We are having some layers. There are unilayer PCBs, there are multi-layer PCBs, and there are two-layer PCB. For which we use insulated material, that is the glass fiber, and on the glass fiber we reinforced the copper foil, and later on this copper foil is traced out. This copper foil is traced out, and according to the designing, this designing provides the sufficient places for us to mount our components. As you can see that these are the traces. These are the traces of copper, which are being etched with the help of some materials, chemical materials. Now we discuss something about the different terminologies related to the PCBs. Solder mask. Gentlemen, solder mask, a layer of protective material laid over the metal to the metal to prevent short circuit, corrosion, and other problems, frequently green, although other colors, spark fun red, or blue, or apple black, are possible. Occasionally referred to as the resist. I want to show you this is the solder mask. This is the solder mask which is of a green color. Silk screen. Silk screen is the phenomena which is related to the PCB, which provide us the identification of different types of components which are mounted on this PCB. We can have another example. These are this one and this one and this one and this one. This all is silk screen. Now for the pads are basically the holes which provides sufficient kind of placing for different components. Pick and place. This is the terminology which is of modern technology, in which we robotic machine pick and place different components on a PCB and then soldered it. This technology is called the pick and place technology. Plated through hole. In this terminology we provide a hole through different plated holes are available to mount different components. In the reflow technology, we mount different components like capacitor, transistor, and the diodes on the PCB, and we provide some heat to reflow the solder. So this is the technology by which we mount different components on the PCB. Via is also a hole from which the different components legs goes out and being soldered with the main PCB. With this all, we end the PCB. In conclusion, the PCB is the most important feature of our day-to-day electronic world, and the construction of PCB is just like the slice, and moreover, we can say that the PCB is an important feature in our day-to-day electronics. We have discussed some terminologies related to the PCB, and thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you would like it, and for more stuff, like